The EDUCAS WJEC specification requires you to consider challenges to virtue theory, so this film will consider the main difficulties that can be raised against virtue in accordance with the spec. There are many others that are not considered here. For an ethical theory to be practical, it must be of use in real situations, not just in theory or in our thought experiments. Virtue theory is impractical because it does not tell us what to do. It is more concerned with the moral worth of a person than the morality of a specific action. This is useful when confronting attitudes such as those of the Pharisees in Jesus' time, who were more concerned with following the letter of the law than the situation. But virtue theory gives us no guidance at all on how to determine a virtuous deed. Deontological rules are needed for this to be possible. Virtue theory is focused on the individual, but is impractical when it comes to running a society. Even Aristotle understood that not everyone can easily avoid vice, and so many people need more help than virtue ethics gives. It provides no way to judge the behaviour of others and is naive in its expectation that everyone is trying to live a good life. In our society, there are plenty of people who do things that are deliberately harmful or who are not concerned with moral action. Virtue does not help us to understand how to deal with this. Virtue theory is also impractical because it is difficult to tell when the actions of others are motivated by virtue and when they are motivated by something more sinister. If we effectively have a list of deeds that are unacceptable, it is much more practical to make judgments. We cannot do this in response to a virtue which is inward and private as a motivation. Some seemingly virtuous actions may be motivated by personal gain or animosity, but there's no way for us to tell. Virtue ethics is more like romantic nostalgia that harks back to a golden era or aims for an ideal society. This is far removed from real life and has no relationship to modern ethical dilemmas. It does not help us make decisions over modern ethical dilemmas such as animal testing for medical purposes, embryology, or same-sex marriage, and so it's highly impractical.